It's a messy Monday, it's a messy Monday.
All right, everybody, and it's episode 8 of Messy Mondays, and we back as your girl Show Me.
And it's your girl Marley Mar.
Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in again for episode 8. How dope is it? You guys have been with us since the beginning. My bad for the music on episode 7 real quick though. Like that wasn't planned. Like I was hella annoyed when I heard it. I was like, no way.
You were jamming.
It was something, I'm really sorry. Like I hate to have annoyed anyone that was listening to it. But it wasn't intentional, and it's not the wave or what we're going to do. If we ever have music playing in the background, it will be way more organized than that. And you will not be overlapping the sound of our voices. That was 100% an error. So anyway, so we're going to go recap a little bit about last episode. So guess what?
Tell me.
So I started having the little messenger conversations with my ex-boyfriend, the guy from the last story.
Yes. Fill me in. Yes. I was like, wait, I'm confused.
The one that you're going to submit for the, what is it, that show on Bravo? What channel was it that you said that you put?
Bravo, A Night with My Ex.
There you go. So to update you before you fill out that application. So no, like whatever we talked, like nothing really happened. We caught up. It was very friendly. It was nothing, whatever. So that's the story. It was nothing juicy. He told me about his day. I told him about mine, his life. Everything is good. Asked for the family. Asked for the siblings. You know, all that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was all that happened so far. I mean, if anything else happened,
so it was just a follow-up. It was like just a pass-through.
It was just a follow-up. Right. Like a high school reunion. I don't know if y'all hear the sirens here in Miami because you be picking them up in the sounds. What are we going to do about it? Like, crime happens here. Like, that's why you hear sounds of the sirens. What are we going to do? Let it happen. It happens. So anyway, so back into the swing of things. We're going to talk a little bit about Messy Mondays episode 8. This is a little interesting because guess what? We have a guest again.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we love guests. And we love that guests want to even be on the podcast. Like, that's dope. Like, that's like, why not fuck with these ladies? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dope. So, we have a dope guest. He's Miami native. His name is Geo. He's going to come on. He's going to actually share a messy story and tell us a little bit about his life. But we're also going to talk about regular things, and he's going to participate as our male voice, since the male listeners always want a male perspective.
A male representative.
Right. For the culture. You know how everybody likes to do shit for the culture now. So it's like, you know, so all that. So we're going to still talk about what we're going to talk about, but he's going to be part of the conversation as well. And with that being said, we're going to start with the best mess yet, which is Kevin Hart getting in front of the mess, basically. That's what Kevin Hart did. We're going to definitely start with that topic because we have to.
So in this case, and I'm interested in hearing Gio's part on it, because it looks like, and I have a lot of perspective on Kevin Hart, and I have a lot to say about the whole rib thing, and then now you got your rib and your sides, as people say it. So like, jumping in front of the situation before your girl finds out, or like before the world finds out in this perspective, right? Was that the smart move? Or was it like keep it low, like how Usher has it? Usher hasn't said anything, but allegations between Kevin Hart and the girl are documented on film, while allegations between Usher and his herpes are documented in the court. Do you get my question here?
I get it. So, I mean, wouldn't that mean that Usher should keep his mouth shut because legalities are now involved? You know what I'm saying? Like,
everything was taken care of on that end. But I'm saying,
or before the baby's born.
Yes. Exactly. As you know by example, with homeboy who just reached out to you, right?
Right. But you, girl, that wasn't even planned. It just happens. It rolls out.
So I'm saying, what is the, like, Gio, in your perspective, how would have you handled that situation? Would have told your girl, like, told the world first? Or in this case, instead of social media, would you?
No, I would have done what Kevin Hart did. I was... Looking back, I was married before, and I faced a similar situation like that one time.
Oh, my God.
A secretary at my job.
Whoa. Are we jumping into the story right away? I wasn't even ready. We're not even ready for the story. Wait. No, we're not even ready.
That was something completely different.
Oh my God. Guys, we have multiple stories tonight. It's going to be exciting. That's how you saw your Mondays, I'm saying. Go ahead. Yeah. Tell him, Gio, what you think about Kevin Hart. Clearly genius move.
I think what he did was right. You have to confront your girl first before anybody else does, so you can give her your perspective first. So he did the right thing. You can't let somebody else tell your girl their version of it. You got to tell your version of it first. Get that instilled into your significant other and explain, honey, I'm sorry. Go home and apologize to your wife. And I'm sure he has a team behind him that advised him well.
A good team.
So, yeah. And it was good advice. They were trying to extort him. The FBI are after these people now. So it worked out in his favor. But overall, I think Kevin Hart is a fraud. It exposed him.
I think, no, let's touch base real quick on the telling your girl first. There's nothing worse than being blindsided when you're the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or the wife. Like, don't let me find out in these streets what the fuck you doing. Like, let me know. Like, it's gonna hurt me, it's gonna bother me, but don't let me get that fucking vergüenza that this person made me find out through you. You know what I'm saying? So, I agree. I think Kevin Hart did well in that well.
Right now, it's even still embarrassing. Forget it. But at the same time...
That's big. It's hard.
Her hormones are all over the place. She probably already feels fat and ugly.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure she's feeling some type of way already.
And she probably feels like that triggered his cheating, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she already has negative backlash and negative... people just already negative to her because of how she got into that marriage as it is.
She's the quote-unquote side chick.
Yeah.
She's a side chick by technicality, basically, is what she's trying to say. Like, it's not like she's a side chick because she tried to take him. It's because technically he was still married. Like, that's the, you know what I'm saying? She's doing the Evelyn.
Because technically, yeah. You're separated but together. So right. I'm on that same team of like, don't embarrass me. I need to know before my parents, my family, my friends, the whole night, before everyone else finds out. You should be telling me first.
Absolutely.
In this case, he was saving his face, knowing that the embarrassment that is about to cause his wife, in front of the public, he was out here like, let me embarrass myself and put myself out there.
Like us as what? Because to me, like somebody made a comment and they said, oh, because that's what you get to his girl, because it's your fault, because that's exactly how you got him is how you lose him, and that's blah, 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 like karma's a bitch. Basically saying that she got what she deserved because of the situation with Kevin Hart's ex-wife. But to be honest with you, if his wife were to be my friend right now and tell me if she should leave Kevin Hart, I would say no. Like, I don't think she should leave her husband for this. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, yes, it's fucked up. Yes, it's painful. But, like, to leave your husband for him having sex with this one stripper one time, I feel like it may not be a smart move as a wife. Like, I feel like it's not okay, but I don't think she should get a divorce. Like, I feel like a divorce is harsh for a person you're about to have a child with. Like, not to say that I'm condoning that men should cheat, but I feel like in the grand scale of life, like, I think that this is a very a hiccup in the story of your marriage. Like, I don't feel like she should throw away the father of her child that's about to be born because he has sex with one hoe one night.
Two.
Well, there's two bitches. But I'm just saying it was one really bad interaction. Damn, Kevin, I'm trying to bat for this nigga right now. You making it very hard, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Why they gotta be two though, Marley? Like, I didn't know it was two bitches.
It was two. Have you seen the tape?
Show me the link.
They've been shut that down. The FBI's on the case, girl.
The FBI.
Come on now. That shit was up that night and down that same night. You had to be on it.
So
fast.
You saw it?
Yeah, there's two girls and people said there's two girls in the room. I only saw one, and you know it's him. I'm sorry, Kev. There's no alleged. It is you. And he starts like the girl makes a phone call, and he starts talking to the person on the fucking phone. It's weird. I was just like, wait, like you have a relationship with this girl because you just took the girl's phone to talk to the person she's talking to. So it's not a secret. So if me and you were in the same room, right, and we call Geo, and you grab the phone and start talking to Geo because that's a friend,
right?
That makes it a comfort.
Right.
So that's my perspective. I don't think anyone has realized that. He grabs the girl's phone and starts talking into the speaker. So I find it interesting.
But then again, it could be being Kevin just being a sabroso because he's extra.
Wouldn't you say to me, Marley, what you doing with Kevin Hart? How is he just answering the phone?
Right.
This ain't like a little thing.
That. Right. I probably would. You're right. Damn, Kevin.
Was he killing it?
Right. That's what the world wants to know. Was it for real?
You know what? It was one of those moments where it got real awkward because you kind of are like, wait, why am I watching this? You just be like,
why am I watching Kevin Hart?
Right.
Like, who cares? It's like watching Screech.
Oh my God.
He had a sex tape, remember?
Oh.
You remember?
I didn't Google that one. I didn't.
Screech had a sex tape.
And you couldn't see it. The problem was, or not the problem, but you can tell it was from like a phone or like a hidden camera kind of situation because the angle of it, the only way you know that there's a girl there and the girl has like brown or black hair is because there's a mirror. So it's like the phone is facing to the mirror, right? And you can see the reflections on the mirror of them having sex. But then he gets up. But then he gets up and starts walking around. After they finish, he's walking around and whatever. And you're just like, oh. And you only know it's him is because he's short and he's dark skinned. So you're just like, yeah, that's him. And his head is round.
He was like proud of himself. He was doing like the I just gave this bitch dick walk.
No.
What exactly was he doing walking around?
Like as if they were in a hotel room. So he's like walking around the bed.
Oh, okay.
They were like, whatever. So I just gave everyone the description of the video.
Thank you. For those of us, we didn't catch the sex tape, so we really appreciate you giving us that perspective and telling us that it was Kevin Hart did not perform badly or well or good. Like it was neutral performance.
He never answered it.
Right.
It's a hard call because I wasn't like looking for. Like I didn't get off on it, so it's not like it was exciting. Right. It wasn't like what you were looking for. You just landed on it. You're just like, oh, okay.
It was like news. It was like news.
There was nothing foreplay. Was there any foreplay involved? Did he stick his face in her ass or anything? Or
no, you can't see that. Like you can't see anything.
Okay,
you can hear, and then when she does like fall back or something, you can see movement in the bed.
She
but
was
you
trying
can't
to record it, and it just didn't come out right.
Yeah, you can see the movement in the bed, like in the sheets. You can't see them, and then you can see her reflection on the mirror. So
that's just interesting. It sounds set up. It does.
It's the way it is. It's the way the camera is hidden. Like you can tell it's a hidden camera. It's very set up. So, unfortunate for him to get set up because you don't want anybody to get set up like that because you don't know people. But at the same time, you shouldn't be doing it.
It's so fucking hard to cheat now when you're fucking famous. I don't even know what these motherfuckers is doing. They got contracts out. Because this shit is crazy with social media, cell phones and all that. Like, I heard, like, some people don't even let you come in their property with a cell phone. Like, cell phones must be checked at the door. Celebrities are like, I don't want my life to be out there, like, to that level. Because people will now do shit like this, like what's happening to Kevin Hart. Like, it really does happen. I mean, I feel like this is a great business to, like, fuck over a person. Like, why wouldn't scammers use celebrities as targets now? I can totally see it. I think it's very possible. So it's like not the same to cheat in 2017. You know what I'm saying? It's like a different level of cheating now. Like, it's not like your average around the way type thing. I have money, so these chicks are going to stay quiet. No, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real different beast right now. And that's why in the theme of getting caught and in the theme of being in a position where you can't defend yourself really because you just got caught. You know what I'm saying? That's why our messy story is going to be introduced today by our guest, Geo. He's actually going to be giving us his own personal messy story. For those of you who haven't listened in a while, normally to protect the identity of the individuals in the story, we usually name the male characters Martin, the female characters Gina, and the sub-characters, etc., Tommy, Cole, Pam, whatever. Just so that you can start saying names and it's a little easier to say. So, with that being said, we're going to introduce our guest, Geo, and he's going to go right ahead and tell us a little bit of his own mess and and see how we going to talk about it. Let's go. Let's
and we will try not to judge.
Welcome to the podcast. No, we don't judge.
Alrighty. I was married at a very young age. Had kids really young. So part of that brought up on a lot of responsibility at a young age.
How young? How young is young?
The mother of my son was 13 when she had my son. And
Wow.
I was 15.
Wow.
Wow.
We were
You grew up
kids.
fast.
Yeah. Needless to say, when I was 15, I already had I bought my first car. I hit the streets. I made money, and I had an apartment, and you know, I had my family. With that, you know, fast forward, maybe I'm gonna say fast forward 10 years after that, we were already, you know, deep into our marriage, and
Well, you were 25 deep into your marriage.
right.
That's crazy.
24, 9 years then. 20, because I was 24 when this all happened. So it was 24. So 9 years. I'm sorry, almost a decade. I was working. I was at a corporate job. I was a manager already because I started working so young. I had already, you know, I built my career up in the corporate America. At the time, it was a young lady, Pam.
Okay, Pam.
That was Pam. That was Pam. It was a Latin version of Pam. Pam was sly. Pam was just kind of, there was a little bit of home problems, and Pam was just kind of filling every single gap that was missing at home.
Oh, wow.
So, and this was at first strictly non-sexual. Because again, being married, I was actually trying, you know, as a guy, you fight it, and you fight it, and you fight it.
Right.
But this young lady was persistent.
Okay, so she was the pursuer, and she knew you were married and all
Yes.
that, but she kept on coming at you. So when she would come at you, like, was she like literally like trying to get alone with you? Like, how would she come at you?
I had an office. So she worked in another department, and I had my own office that you can shut a door behind you.
Okay.
So she'd come into my office, and heck, she just, at first it would just be random things, like real, just dumb things at first. Oh, could you help me with this? Could you help me with that?
She always needed help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it started turning into just things that were just a bit way more obvious. One day she came with a skirt, and it had a zipper behind on her butt, her Pam butt. And she threw her Pam butt in my face, like I'm sitting down at the chair.
Oh.
So just
Wow.
picture me, you know, when you're sitting down, her butt is already at my face level. So she throws her butt in my face, and she's like, "Could you zip this?"
Oh.
I'm like, "Oh, really?"
So she was very forward.
Yeah. Pam was so forward. Then somehow I started having lunch with Pam, and you know, we were going out, you know, and Pam had a boyfriend,
Okay.
Cole.
Okay.
So Pam would tell me about her problems with Cole, and I eventually started talking about my problems with Gina, and you know, so it.
You had that in common.
Right.
Right.
As that was progressing, somehow a family member of Gina's started working there. Gina had a cousin,
Okay.
so Gina's cousin comes to work at my job.
Right.
And this was from my doing because her cousin, it's my
It's your
Gina.
family.
It's my Gina.
Right.
So I'll do anything for, you know.
Right. It's your family. Like, you're going to hook it up. Right.
So I hook it up. Well, as Gina's cousin comes in, Gina immediately sees Pam and what Pam was doing and how Pam and I would go, you know, to lunch, and
She picked up on it.
immediately.
Of course. You fucking crazy. Of course she fucking picked up on it. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Pam didn't change like her approach, knowing that this person.
No finesse. There was no, you know, what a woman that's 35 may do, an 18-year-old girl.
But then
fresh out of high school
again,
won't.
he was 24 and the girl was 8. This is young people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I didn't even know how to maneuver that very well at the time.
Right. You hadn't perfected it yet.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
So word got to Gina. Hey, Martin's hanging out with Pam way too much.
Whoa.
Gina confronted me. At the time, it was when that came to me, I immediately try to counter it.
You flipped it.
Yeah, I tried to make it into something that it wasn't. I ended up telling her that her cousin liked me.
What?
You flipped it. Because I'm putting age into perspective to kind of save your ass in the situation.
Right.
No, but you know what? Let's scratch age at this point because these motherfuckers behave the same on a lot of different levels. So, fuck it. What he did as a guy, he pulled the flip move. That's what he did.
I was desperate.
He was desperate. He said that was my only way out. Basically, that's what he
I was like,
said.
I'm married. I had nothing else.
But why the cousin? Like, I feel like you just pulled some shit out your ass and you were like, this is what I'm gonna say. Like,
She believed it.
Why?
Because it was very smart. I mean, I think low-key her cousin did like me anyways.
Okay.
So I always felt like, prior to that, I'd already gotten attention from her that I felt that I could. So I already had something to work with and maneuver into my,
Right.
to position it for her to believe me.
But like,
And she
I don't know. Wow. So what happened? She told you to fire her cousin?
No, I didn't fire her cousin. It really didn't. I got away with it only that much longer. I've learned something in life. Lies always come out no matter what.
Okay, that's true.
So I all I did was basically just kind of cover up the lie, put a little bit of cement on it, but it cracked open and the truth came out.
So you were fucking Pam?
I was fucking Pam.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was fucking Pam.
That's terrible. So how did you, look, in my experience, I feel like a lot of married guys, no offense, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings, but I feel like a lot of married guys be doing shit on the side.
I feel like a lot of married girls do the same thing in 2017.
I'm not saying that married people don't cheat. That's a fair point.
I feel that in 2017 it's split equal. I think as much women cheat nowadays that as men. And I say that from my own experience.
Why do you think that is, though?
I don't think. Why do I think that? The women's movement, feminism.
But why do you think people cheat at all when they're married?
I just said it. Feminism, that empowerment, the power. Men cheated. I think men cheat because of that power trip. So I think that now that women feel they have power, look at you. You're independent. You have your own. You're a very independent woman. So you don't need a man. So for you, a man is more how it goes with your vibe, and if it doesn't vibe with you, you could just toss them because guess what? Next month rent is still paid, so You're not dependent on this man for your food and how you're gonna eat next week. So once that power that the man has over you has diminished, you're more than likely to cheat on him if he pisses you off.
Okay, that's a fair explanation. That's one of the best I've ever heard because I've heard a lot of men say what you're saying right now, that women are just as ruthless as men, that they're worse than men now, that the new millennial male or the new modern man actually is trying to be more faithful and that women are being less faithful.
I agree with that too. I agree that there is a new generation. I can shout out young gentlemen that I know nowadays that are younger than me that I wouldn't call them dogs or not of my generation. You could even look at the young rappers. You may not pay attention to it, but if you catch glimpses into maybe, I'm going to say right now in pop culture, Kodak Black. He, in his literal songs talking about gangster, everything gangster, shit, can I curse?
Yeah, of course.
Gangster shit, fuck this, fuck that. He's talking about having only one girl.
Right.
No one really peeps that. But that's the new generation.
Right. Then I agree. I think the new generation really is about that. About the Bonnie and Clyde movement.
That's what it is, that Bonnie and Clyde. Because if you think about it, now with social media and aspect like that, a lot of the younger kids are growing up looking at power couples. They're looking at, the duo of him and her, right? And then taking care of things. Because we put up that facade a lot up there. A lot of people put that up there. And so they always want to have that and be like, okay, I can... that's what you want, right. And that's what it looks like, visually, because everything nowadays is about the visual.
Do you think because they have a role model, Jay-Z, Beyonce?
Yeah, the Beyonce Jay-Z love story is the fucking minority culture king and queen of relationship. It is. It just is.
He cheated.
He cheated, and look, and now he made an album about not cheating, about being faithful. 444 is like a fucking blueprint now for men to act like gentlemen, and a lot of men didn't even realize that he was doing that. So it's like he is now. I feel like Jay-Z's album was literally like not only growth for the listeners and for us, like it was a handbook to some people. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a little bit of a under the table information, which is what we've been missing in the minority community, because everything is always like, I'm gonna figure it out by myself, but no one else is gonna find out how I did it. Like
that's says so much to support minorities, or I mean, he may say
he's
for the
saying
blacks,
right.
But for me, it's the Latinos, how we're here supporting each other and our different movements and what we're doing,
exactly,
collaborating with each other.
He's giving an example of how to, about how to network and how to make shit within your own community. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that is a message that he would have not been able to deliver if he wasn't Jay-Z, to be honest. Yeah. Like, that's some shit Jay-Z can do, you know? And he uses power.
Yeah, his voice has that power.
Yeah.
I think he uses that power. In my perspective, you know how he always says Jay went through that, so you don't have to go through that kind of deal? Like, he really, truly tells you in advance of what it's like, what he's went through, so that you can make... You know, if you listen and absorb it in some sort of way, shape, or fashion, you go away with the fact of knowing maybe that's not the way, the direction I should go in life. And maybe even for men also, that's a deciding factor of like, he realized what's the purpose of losing her, Beyonce, you know, to some random girl or to some other.
Right. Because at the end of the day, just like he referenced, like Eric Benet, like don't pull an Eric Benet. You feel me? Like he basically pulled a Jay-Z. You feel me? Like, at this point, because it's like you cheated on Beyonce, homie.
He made
like,
his home.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But I love that line. Don't do it, Eric Benet. He's fucking clever as fuck. He's so clever.
So back to Geo over here. How did you kind of not solve this situation, or how did this...
Right. How did you get out?
Well, I didn't get out. I ended up it just unraveled. The truth ended up really coming out.
Right.
My Gina did some investigating.
Right.
Gina got into bank accounts. Gina found receipts. Like, Gina really did her
Wow,
research.
so you were really hanging out with Pam like that?
Yeah, Pam was...
Oh, my God.
I slid... Pam, I'm going to be honest, I caught feelings for Pam.
Right. I believe it.
It ended up becoming something more than it should. Because it started off what I thought was so innocent, and I really did fight it, but she just was like a snake. You know, she just slithered herself into my life.
Oh, she slithered. Yikes.
She's a dangerous one.
She had kids. So I think when a person does that in that way, the way she attacked me, it was on purpose.
I love these
and
words.
I think for her it was a challenge because I wasn't going after her. I really was, keeping my distance. I wasn't chasing her. Right. I think for her it just became a challenge. And I'm not just saying because she's a girl. I think guys love it too. Guys love to fuck other niggas' bitches. Every guy loves to talk about how they fucked another nigga's bitch.
Why is that though?
I don't personally know. It's not my moral. But I did used to believe that as a younger person. And for me it was the conquest, the forbidden fruit.
Okay.
It's better when it's illegal. I smoke weed because it's illegal. Now that it's becoming legal, I can care less. Like, to me, it's worse that it's legal.
Why? Okay, time out. So we're touching on a subject that you enjoy being a rebel.
Right.
Which is a little different than,
right.
Like the average Joe. Like, this guy is, wants to be the rebel.
My question is, now, did you realize she's a snake now after going through everything?
Right.
Or
this
were
is
you
not...
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, this is in hindsight after the situation,
right.
after you've kind of learned all your lessons,
right.
You realized what she was doing to you, but in that moment you didn't capture that she was just playing that game.
Right. I didn't peep it at all. I fell hook, line, and sinker. I fell. You're right.
Right. But then it's like, now you know which life lesson, you know what I'm saying, how to deal with these people and showing you their character so early, because at the end of the day, that Pam has a bad character. You know what I'm saying? Because she, as a person, is not a loyal person. Like, she doesn't care about the next bitch and her kids and her family. Like, she just wanted to do her and have a good time.
Well, guys, if you want to know what karma is, when that old saying, karma is a bean.
Yeah.
Pam moved. Pam moved, and years later, I guess I must have been in one of those moments that I'm like, you know what? Let me Google Pam. I Googled Pam, guys, and all I found was pictures of her locked up in jail for meth use.
Oh my God.
And a bunch of other charges, and this. Her life went in a completely different direction than that I would have never thought possible.
Wow.
So, karma will come and bite you. So, simply put,
I'm a
that's what
believer
it
in
is.
karma, and I never wish harm or bad against anyone, but I had that same matter where person in my life who I cut off all communication with, and come to find out that person was still being there that same way, that karma caught up with
catches
them.
up.
Right.
It catches up with you. Karma always catches up with you, and so it's nice to see. It's not nice, but it's good to see that reflecting back that you were not set up, but there was snake. She was a snake.
I think
games.
that in regards to karma, it takes time to believe in it because you have to actually let things go
Now,
to
with that
finally
being said,
believe in it.
I mean, now I say her snake. Now it's gonna get put out there. I'm sure someone listening is, well, what about me and what about my behavior and self-control? I take total responsibility for that too, which was a complete mess up, regardless of my age. I decided to get married, even if it was a young age. It was my decision to get married, so I had no, if I was in the kitchen, so I decided to get in there and start cooking, and that's what that was. So I'm not excusing what I did either, saying she's just a snake and I'm this innocent angel. No, I'm just as guilty.
No, but I think that regardless of the fact that the thing is that you were cheating for reasons that were outside of Pam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Because people cheat not because of the person they're cheating with, it's because of something that they're going through within themselves.
Yeah.
So, okay, we understand that there was something going on, and I'm sure we're going to definitely dive into that. But besides that, what you're saying is that I think it's good advice for like a lot of young men right now that don't know how to recognize these offers because they don't know how to distinguish whether the person is sincere or whether the person's a good person. Like, at the end of the day, bro, like if you're going to be cheating, like don't cheat at work. Like with shit that can really fuck up your life. You know what I'm saying? Like don't be reckless and like make decisions that can really fuck up your income. Like I feel like those are learning lessons that you get with experience. And like I think that, not to say that you cheated on Gina again or that you were that unhappy again, but I hope you didn't do it again with a person that works so close and around your environment again. You know what I'm saying? Like at least, let's say that you at least learned from it, somehow.
It actually was a very actually that experience in itself was huge for me. I ended up moving out of state because of that. It changed my life completely in a direction that I never would think possible at the time. So I reflected a lot on that moment. That for me was big. It changed a lot of how I would think about in the future about relationships. With that being said, as a man though, we always go back to it. Meaning
Cheating again.
I would say it in the sense of I did end up divorcing from this relationship,
Right, but how many times did you cheat before you got divorced?
Gina, okay, if we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of it, Gina and I got together when I was, again, she was 13, I was 15. So if I'm gonna just be completely and blunt honest, I would leave home on Friday nights and not come back till Sunday mornings.
But that was when
I was 15 through about 20.
Okay.
No shame. I was a kid. I supported my own house. Gina was going to school. I was paying for her to go to school. She was going to college already. So Gina never worked. I had her in a house, a car. I was doing it. So it was not.
So you feel like that
power.
The power with the income.
I can do whatever I want. And I was,
right.
I was doing it. I always had money. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do my thing. You're going to get, and I came from that urban I think it's that urban Latino to how my dad raised me.
Right.
My dad raised me on that G culture. He put me up as a kid. So he taught, if I'm going to keep it 100%, I knew my dad's mistresses. I come from that old school Latino. Like my dad would tell me, you don't snitch on a man. You snitch on a man, you're a woman. So he bred that into me.
Right.
So for many, many years, my dad told me, if you don't ever... Okay, when I was 10 years old, my dad told me, son, if you ever say no to pussy, you're gay.
Wow.
Period. So, how can I, growing up, married, when a girl comes and wants to do something with me tell her no. Because that makes me what?
Gay.
Right.
Okay, but wait, time out. Hold on. But clearly...
That's wrong.
No, clearly you had an understanding that wasn't the case.
Yes
like,
and no. Actually...
When did you learn that doesn't mean that you're gay if you reject pussy? Like, when did you learn that?
With Pam. What it ruined a marriage, it ruined the entire family. That's when it hit me. You know what? This is wrong. You shouldn't be married and cheating on your wife. I don't recommend nobody do that. Me morally, I can be in the streets. We deal with when we're in the clubs or whatever we're doing. Be it any woman, if she's married, me personally, and I tell this to any guy that I'm with, I always repeat it to them. I won't mess with a married woman at all. That's karma. I don't want nobody trying to mess with my
That's like
girl.
your moral standard.
My own person.
Right. I get it.
It's wrong.
I think that most people are like that. They don't really want to mess with people that are married. Most people. Most. Not everyone, but most. Like, it's
I think in the culture. I'm going to say, because, I mean, are we speaking to the culture here? Is this...
Yeah, of course we're speaking to the culture. But I mean, I
think
personally...
guys in the culture, we don't... No, my boys are all fucking niggas' wives. All of them.
I'm sure that they are, but I'm saying at least from the female, I prefer to not fuck with guys that are married. I prefer not to.
I'm sure from the ladies' point of view, but guys, or at least the culture, no, ain't no guy trying to... They want to fuck someone's wife.
Why? Because then there's no responsibility?
Right. It's got no commitment attached to it.
Right.
Yeah, because there's less likely for something to be put out there. There's less likely for someone to talk. It's just a quick...
That bitch don't want no one to know, right?
Exactly. So she's more likely to stay quiet, if anything.
Wow. But how sinister.
Yeah, but I don't think I would see myself in that situation of a married man. I think that might be, I guess, because being a single woman.
Feelings for someone who's married. I feel like that would fucking suck.
Well, I think sex will always lead to feelings no matter what. There's no such thing as we're just gonna fuck and it's gonna be cool. I think eventually...
I guess it depends on how you set it up. It depends. There's people that have setups that they do not communicate. All they do is literally have sex and they don't even speak. It happens.
Of course.
So you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, to me, that's the only way it can work. Like if there's absolutely no communication. But I feel like if you are communicating consistently, yes, I believe people do catch feelings eventually.
I think they do.
Okay.
I think that maybe I'm getting a bit older, but I really do think that I don't think people, and I say this, maybe I don't practice it, but I believe it. I think that every time you have sex with someone, you give them a piece of your soul.
Oh my God. Me and my friend were just talking about that. Shout out to Anna in California, San Diego. We were just talking about that.
So
it's very true.
I think that
a piece of you is given away, yes.
I think in all this nonsense, since I was a young kid.
That's why people are empty.
Having been around, exposing myself as a young kid to sex and the culture, how it was preached to us, fucking bad bitches and whatnot. At first, I really fell for that. I really did fall for that. And over the years, I've just seen that even if you don't remember every person you slept with, which I certainly don't, I can just think to myself like, man, there's a little piece of me out there in every single person.
Wow, you really think that?
Yes.
Jeez, that's a lot of views out there, huh? Because he just said...
That really is.
He just said, I don't remember.
That's a lot of you.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah. I filled up 3 passports before I was 30.
3 passports before I was 30. So that means that foreign?
Foreign, local. You were doing it as a kid, too. I was a wild child.
Okay.
I was a wild child. I had my time. Okay. So I guess my reputation is built off that. Nowadays, I would just say that when you mention cheating, this is my opinion on cheating nowadays. I think it is 2017. We just mentioned women empowerment movements and feminism and how there's this equality. I honestly think that people shouldn't lie to each other, period. I think that a man can tell his girl or his wife or his significant other, Kevin Hart, say, look, honey, let's bring a girl home, or go bring me a girl home. Now, if his wife can't accept that, and if that's what he wants, and she doesn't accept it, then he shouldn't be married to her and divorce her, and he shouldn't have married her in the first place. And if that's what he wants to be doing, he should have told her that in the first place. Look, honey, I like to fuck other girls every once in a while. That's how I am. Accept me or don't accept me. But just be honest.
Hold on.
So, does that mean you're an advocate for open marriages?
An advocate for open marriages. I've had all types of relationships. I wouldn't say I've had an open relationship as far as my girl sleeping with another man.
Wait, but that's what that's where I always think it gets complicated. You feel me? Like, why is it always that's like not a part of the clause in the fucking contract?
But I can't, you know how you said that you can have a friend? I've had a friend that I've delved into that world with, that we were friends. And she introduced me to that world.
Of what?
Of swinging and like sex parties and...
No, but it doesn't necessarily have to be swinging. Okay, but go ahead, get into swinging.
No, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying like it was a different perspective on that, what you may mention of, why can't the girl? So it kind of gave me a perspective on that side of it.
Okay, then what was the perspective?
I can't fuck with it.
Right off bat, already knows.
Nobody fucked my girl that, even though she was my friend, nobody fucked her that night. I was the only guy that fucked her. And I did get a couple other girls, like everybody's really loose there, so it's cool. You could even tell them, look, you can't fuck my girl. And if the girl still wants to fuck you, it's cool.
I feel you, but the reason she wasn't getting fucked by other men was because you wasn't allowing her to get fucked by other men?
Yeah, because she asked me, she was, are you comfortable with this? And I just said, no, I feel weird walking in with a girl and just a bunch of guys banging the chick that I came in with. It just was something about that that was like...
That does sound a little crazy, but
everybody in there looked like they were having fun.
Right, but I feel like that's not a fair...
So there's a whole movement. No, but I'm saying...
No, there's a movement. There's a movement,
besides
for sure.
me, though, fine, just take me out of the equation. There were all the other men that I saw there, they accepted it, they were cool with it, so...
It's like an actual thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that's their preference and that's their lifestyle, and it's...
Well, the lady that took me there, she's actually deep into that culture.
Right.
So she's even an event planner. I mean, she's really into that. So I guess she was just trying to show me, hey, look, this is something,
Right. Test it out. See if
test it out, and then just bring, when you get a girlfriend, bring her along type, right. She sells the culture.
Right.
She sells the
culture.
No,
I've met many people. It's very popular in South Florida, by the way, swinging. Like, it's something that happens very often. Yeah, for sure. Like, I meet a lot of swingers. Yeah.
There's several clubs in Dade County and Broward. I'm not going to shout their names out. I'm not doing advertising for no one else but me. But there is a movement. And then there's tons of private parties with the rich. It's actually the rich people that do this.
I heard it's a thing with money people.
It's not broke people from the projects. Right. It's actually, so you're not seeing this in the hood.
Right.
So in the culture, it may sound different. Like, if the culture's hearing this, they're pretty, what the fuck is going on? It's Miami.
Right.
Miami's off the chain.
Right, it is. I agree. All of these, everything he's saying, I co-sign. I think it's all true. Real shit. But that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, let's say that back to the contract of getting together, right?
Right.
If like you said, if you're the type of man that you say, listen, babe, in order for me and you, I'm gonna be a good man to you. I'm gonna treat you right. I'm gonna do you right. Blah blah blah. The only thing is that I like to fuck other bitches sometimes. That's how I come in the package. That's what he's saying. Like, sell it to me like that, right? Mm-hmm. So she has to sign up for that. But what Marley is saying, okay, so therefore, I'm the type of girl that I like to fuck other dudes sometimes. That's what she's saying. She's not saying, come watch niggas ram me in front of you. I'm not saying, look me, I'm going to be a slut. It's like, I'm going to have my side niggas sometimes. You feel me? You don't even got to find out. Like, why is that not allowed to be a part of the contract?
It's a mutual agreement of the matter. Like, an open relationship is that it's still you and I.
If those accept it, then fair. I would not judge any other man for their situation. I'm not, again, it's not my life. But I think what it needs to be is that all parties involved are honest with each other. It's 2017, people. We don't have to lie.
Right, I agree with that.
And that's all it is. As long as everyone involved knows what's going on, and you can set it up your way. Look, it could be that, however you want.
Right, however you want.
And if she accepts it and he accepts it, if she accepts, look, we'll just bring girls in, and that's fine with me, and I like girls too, so we'll just have fun with this.
Okay.
That can work. If she says no, I gotta have a dude, and then it's up to that man. Hey, it's cool too. You can have your side nigga once in a while, and whatever it is that you guys have an agreement that can be mutual understanding, and no one's gonna come up with but.
Right.
I think that if you're honest, it's the best way. I think anything besides that is not gonna work. Or just to maybe just kind of play the other role of it, self-control.
Yeah. I think people act like self-control is not possible. Real shit. Like, it's like we're not all able to say, don't go back to the hotel room with that person. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
like
a physical
we're not all
being.
able to say, this is a bad idea. You know what I mean?
I find that interesting because it's a physical person. Like, it's a human, and you're literally telling yourself, okay, I'm not touching, around, feeling that person. It's not like it's food, because food is you're just taking the action and putting it in your mouth. There's difficult self-control in that sense. But of human, it's like you cannot touch that human. Like, you can walk away. Like, you have the physical ability to walk away.
Right, but then there's certain things that are harder to walk away from, so don't put yourself in that environment. Like, it's like at the end of the day, you could be in love with the most ridiculous love of your life in the world, but if the most attractive human being is standing in front of you naked, that's something you're gonna look at. It doesn't matter how much you love somebody else. Like, you have to be smart. Like, you can't just be like, yo, let me go drink, get high, get mad crazy. I haven't seen my man in 3 months, but let me go see this dude that looks mad good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna put yourself in that situation because it's like, yo, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes you gotta think. You know what I'm saying? Like, be honest with yourself. like
stop and think first before you do.
Stop. Don't go to the, lunch date with the coworker that always shows you her boobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's trying to fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, that. So just don't go. Like, it's choices at the end of the day. It really is.
It is. It's about the choices that you make, your decisions. And, like, Geo, for you, your life lesson from that situation on now is, now, right? Like,
It taught me not to lie. I mean, have I messed up afterwards? Yeah. We're not perfect. We slipped again, and I've slipped again as a human being, and then I've learned even more from it. But at the same time, it's every time you do that, it's you hurt yourself too.
Yeah.
When you hurt people, you hurt yourself.
Right. Well, at least I would hope so. Because sometimes it feels like some people don't give a fuck. But, like, I would hope they feel something for hurting people.
Even if they don't, eventually life will treat them harsh enough that they'll suffer for what they did. I mean, you just can't be mean or, treat people evil. It's just not right. It won't work.
Yeah, and this Kevin Hart thing, though, I feel for her in a sense, but he should have walked away from that, and he definitely should have known better. In the same situation, he definitely knew better.
Shit, like, I feel like pregnant girls get cheated on often, man. Like, I'm sorry to say it out loud.
Not when I get pregnant. I'm sorry to say it out
loud, Marley, but this is not the first time I've heard this.
No, it's not the first time I've heard it.
Look at that. He said that he cheated on pregnant Gina. But there you go.
Okay, guys, you want to hear scandal?
Okay.
No, I can't say this on the radio.
Okay. So you're going to have to say something because you just built something up.
You know what? Let me say this. The night Gina and I had a little baby Gina, Pam picked me up from the hospital.
No, see, that's dirty.
What? But for what, though?
Because I had to go to work.
Nah.
And what she did? You fucked with her the same night that your kid was born?
No, we might have to edit that one out. If your child listens to this, that's going to be terrible.
We can just take it out. It don't matter.
It's fine. Don't cut it out. My kids don't listen to this. They won't listen to this.
Don't promote it. Don't show your kids this podcast.
I'm talking on the podcast for 50 minutes. I promise you that.
Okay, right. The attention span is not for that generation.
And if my kids already know me well, that they'll expect it of me, probably.
Oh shit! Honest then.
Have you been honest with them? That's a good question, and that's a good like.
I had a show on Friday, and my daughter was sitting VIP on the stage, and she was 16 years old, and she is 16 years old.
Okay.
I brought my daughter with me to a rap concert, and I had her on stage, VIP. I'm super honest with her, meaning that's me. Like, she knows that I smoke. She knows she knows me to the T. Like, I'm honest with her. If I'm dating someone, she'll want to meet them and she'll want to sniff them up and down and give me the thumbs up or down.
That's cute though. That's really cute.
Are you trying to break? Do
you
have a son?
A 20-year-old.
Yeah.
son.
So are you? See how your dad kind of approached you and telling you it's gay if you turn something down. Like, are you breaking the cycle with your son?
My son does not believe anything even close. My son, okay, I just mentioned my daughter was with me at the concert on Friday. My son doesn't even like going out at night.
But are you breaking the cycle with him at least? Like, you're not.
That's the point of it. He doesn't even like going out. Like, I'll invite him to my video shoots, and I'll have 7, 8 girls, and I'll show them my son's picture, and I'll be like, look, you want to get with my son? And they'll be like, yeah, because these are 18, 19-year-old girls. My son is 20. So they're like, oh, bring your son over. And I'll call my son up and I'm look, I got like 7 bad bitches here, nigga, for you.
What the
and he's
fuck?
Like, he's like, Dad, I don't like that. Dad.
You think he's gay?
No, he's not. Because he has girlfriends, though. Okay. And he's a serial monogamous person.
Okay, got it. He's part of that pool.
He's he believes in monogamy and marriage and getting with a girl.
How dare he?
Right?
I don't judge him. I raise him that way. Because when she mentioned the cycle, well, I broke the cycle with my son. I thought I wasn't going to do that with him, and I didn't. I raised my son, I was married for a while, so I did raise him. As far as look, you have to be loyal, treat your woman right, treat your wife, your mother, respect women, don't hit them, on that old school. So my son is, I would say, even more of an old soul than I am.
Right.
But I again, how you mentioned the cycle.
Marley.
Just breaking that cycle, like, that's what it was about. And really, I did try to break it with him. And I did. I think I was successful. I think when my daughter created a monster, she's probably a mini-me.
Okay.
Daughter's a mini-me. She brought 6 of her friends there. So,
look at that.
Yeah,
she was popping in high school, you feel me?
She's super popping.
She's definitely getting all kinds of views.
She's a little CEO.
It's good that you've noticed to break the cycle and you knew that's not what you wanted for your children.
No,
at the end of the day. That's not what you wanted them to be like.
It just brings nothing but pain at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not healthy and it's not good overall. Like, you want to be a good person to the person you're with. Now, do we all do it? Do we practice what we preach, or are we always doing it the way that we say we're gonna? No. But you want to strive for that.
Definitely. Well, this is a lot to take in.
But what we gotta do is do our Cardi news.
Cardi's still number 2, right?
I think the numbers don't come out till Tuesday.
Okay.
So we still got some time to replay the song.
She's still number 2 then. Hopefully number 1 by Tuesday.
Yo, but shout out to
Dominicans. Shout out to Cardi.
Shout out to a Latina being the fucking illest female rapper right now, son.
Right?
That's fucking dope as fuck.
That is it's one of us.
It is. That's amazing. And I love whenever a Dominican does something good. That's like the thing I do.
This is big.
It is big.
This is big.
It is big. We love us some Cardi B. She's gonna break records. I think the last female to do this was Lauryn Hill.
Right.
That's like a major scale.
Now, has there ever been a Latina at number 1 doing rap? No, right?
No,
so
absolutely.
she'd be the first Latina female MC to hit the number 1 on the Billboard Top 100.
Yes.
That's an amazing feat. And I hope nobody stops her.
Yeah.
If that's what they're trying to do, Taylor Swift fans.
Another Dominican fun fact is the first Dominican ever on Shark Tank was Alex Rodriguez. So, there you go. J-Lo's man.
The Alex Rodriguez?
J-Lo's man. Yeah. But go ahead.
He's on the show, or is he?
He was one of the millionaires, like Shark Tank. Like,
he's a judge.
Yeah. A shark, basically.
Oh. He's a shark. I love that show.
Yeah, that's my show.
People be coming up with some dumb shit that you thought of before and never did anything with it, and then they asses get up there. And
You know,
get,
that show is perfect for like me, because I'm like an idea person, so I'm always coming up like with fucking $1 million ideas. So
Yeah.
I love Shark Tank. That's how they get you. But shout out to like Cardi B, because Cardi is creating a movement that we really want to shout out, because I feel like the whole Spanish trap.
Shout out to Cardi B.
Shout out to Cardi B and the whole Latino movement, because, you know, she even did like a remix to Bodak Yellow in Spanish. And she was like spitting like in a pretty Dominican type of slang way. It was pretty cool. She said a few punchlines that were something conmigo. Like, it's just like, it sounds like Cardi B. Like, it's just Cardi. You know what I'm saying?
Have you seen the video? I gotta send you the video. There's a video, like those BuzzFeed videos where there's Spanish moms listening to Cardi B, but the Spanish version, and they have reaction to it, or they're trying to read it themselves and read it out loud, and they'd be like, "Not my husband. I hope you don't want my husband," because it says some shit like that.
Send it to me. That's hilarious. No, for sure, send it to me.
It is a great video. We'll share it with you guys also on Instagram. It's a great video because it's, you know, a lot of our parents would be like, what the hell is that? Like, why do you have that? Like, why is that rap? Right. You know, that's that Latino rap now.
Latino rap is popping. It's fucking,
Latino
I
trap.
love it.
Shout out to Heartbreaker. Shout out Bad Boy Virus.
But with that being said, that's what we're saying. We have Mr. Africa Geo. That's literally his name. His name is Africa Geo. When you look it up, when you try to search for it, when you Google it, that shit is Africa Geo. So this is the representation of heartbreakersmusic.com. I want you guys to check that out, because it's going to be part of the movement and part of the culture and part of the breed and part of Miami and part of the upbringing and part of the hustling within our network and supporting Latinos all around. And
Gio, will you come back and join us when we talk about Love and Hip Hop Miami, though?
Absolutely.
Like, will you be watching with us?
Yes.
Oh wait, Love and Hip Hop. There's a Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Yeah. He doesn't watch reality TV because he's one of those people that doesn't watch trash. But we're going to definitely let him watch some of this trash, because it's very funny.
It's Miami.
It's Miami, and they have like this Dominican girl on it now too. It's pretty cool.
Really? I'll give my opinion on the topic for sure. I'd love it.
No, it'll be funny.
Yeah.
No, but we're definitely going to go right ahead and jump right into understanding the whole movement about the Heartbreakers music, because we want to like know how this has anything to do with trap music, because that just sounds romantic and like R&B to me right now.
Well, actually, what Heartbreakers is it's Spanish trap, and if you look up, I mean, the Spanish trap movement is really geared more toward romantic trap songs. I know in English, when you hear the word trap, I know we're accustomed to think the trap house and the dope slanging. I mean, you hear some of that in the Spanish, but the market, or you know, the target audience is really it's the woman, and Latinos are romantic.
Yeah.
So right. It's just gonna be that.
We just communicate that way.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. To me, it's almost like putting Romeo Santos on a trap beat. It's gonna be the same lyrics of a romantic bachata.
Yeah, but he sounds a little tougher.
Right. Well, I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. On the trap song, it's a little bit more. It's got more of that street urban feel.
Yeah.
So I think, and that's something that people
enjoy,
especially the Latinos right now that are being exposed to it in different markets or in different countries. Colombia, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic.
Right. Shout out to Bad Bunny. He's like killing it right now. Like everybody.
He's killing it.
He's killing it.
He's doing well.
He's doing very well. And like, it's like he's reaching all kinds of demographics. That's what I think is so impressive about it. Because usually it used to be like just one pool. But like right now, Bad Bunny is reaching a lot of pools.
And I think that just shows the interest for that Spanish urban culture that the people want.
What's the other guy's name? Bad Bunny, J Balvin?
J Balvin.
Ozuna.
I like Ozuna.
Ozuna's nice.
Pretty much on top.
Yeah.
He's the guy rolling it right now. He's doing very well.
He's doing very well. I really like him. And I really like that this is really like, I don't know, like I feel like it's being received well. Because it's like, you know how before when we used to listen to like dembow, like reggaeton back in the day, it was literally only us. that was on it. You know, like it wasn't like everyone else was on it. It was kind of like a Spanish thing that only we did, and that's it. But like now I feel like the reach is so much grander. Like it feels like it's more present than it was before, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, the top, I mean, from sit downs that I've had with music executives, what they'll tell me is that the top streaming in the planet, not just, United States, is Latino urban songs. The
Wow.
J Balvin's, the Osunas, the, Bad Bunnies,
Right.
Daddy Yankee, with this guy, what is it, Luis?
Oh my God, the guy with the Despacito annoying ass song.
Right.
Luis Fonsi.
There you go.
That song was streaming number 1 on the planet, and
Shoot
Mi
me in
Gente
the
was
fucking
number,
head.
and number 2 was Mi Gente with J Balvin
Look at that.
on worldwide streaming,
Wow.
and this is per Universal.
Because you know that in the world outside of the United States, Spanish is more received. That language is
Yeah.
more received than English
They're
is.
streaming these songs in Germany, Ukraine,
Yeah.
these places that you wouldn't think of is streaming Latino.
Because that's what they will prefer to listen to Spanish than to listen to English. That's a fact.
When it comes to music, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real shit.
They said that they love it's the Latino, it's catchy. You can't hear Spanish music and not want to dance.
What's funny is that although everywhere else but in America, Latin music is huge, you're a breakthrough artist if you make it in the United States.
Right.
Right.
You have to make it here.
You have to make it here.
For it to mean something.
Shakira had to make it here before. You have to make it in the United States for you to be considered an elite artist, so to say. Like, you want to make it in the U.S. If you don't make it here, it almost doesn't count.
If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Because if you think about it, Luis Fonsi has been popular for years. Like he's nothing.
Years.
Nicky Jam is someone who's been around for years. Like none of this is new to us. And so it's
Nicky Jam's been around. I've listened to Nicky Jam since the 90s, me personally.
Wow, like that?
I know
Yeah.
Nicky
Yeah.
Jam for a long time. Like, he was with Daddy Yankee
And Daddy Yankee's like up there in age too, ain't he?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they were together in the 90s, and Nicky Jam was the more talented one, always, in my opinion, because I was hearing it back then. Nicky Jam had that flow.
I'm not gonna lie, I prefer Nicky Jam for sure over Daddy Yankee.
Just Daddy Yankee got that deal, and he ran with it and left.
Yeah, no disrespect to Daddy Yankee. Like, I think like he's earned his right to be like,
Where's
like
that
who
now?
he is. But I've for sure Nicky Jam all day. Like, I think he's definitely better.
Yeah, as far as the reggaeton,
Yeah.
for that, what they're doing.
Yeah, right.
He's really
But Daddy
talented
Yankee
guy.
had his breakout here. Like so because he had Gasolina and he had his breakout in the States, that was it.
Right. And like that song is one of those like top 40 every wedding from now on to 2099. Like, he has one of those songs in this country. You know what I'm saying? That this is going to be, our grandkids are going to be dancing this shit. Like, when they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. He has one of those songs.
Oh, I find that interesting that you have to break out here in order to be considered something of elite or something of.
I mean, we have that brand power. That's what we do.
Now, when you say we, do you think
I
that's
mean,
just
us
it
as
being-
Americans.
Now, do you think that may just be? I mean, because what are we doing here? Like, for example, we're sitting here and doing this on our own without the acceptance of I don't want to go there as far as race, but white America per se. We're not going there. We're doing that on our own, independent. So maybe you don't. I mean, having traveled, I think is when you open your eyes up and you start to see that. I'm not saying that we're not the best in many things, but other people are doing it just as good, if not better, in some other things.
Right.
Be it infrastructure, be it buildings, even.
Yeah, but why do we still have that certified stamp? Like, we still have that brand power. I'm not even talking about
I see what
whether
you're
or
saying.
not we are the best. The point
it.
is that people still
You're
emulate
right.
us somehow.
You're right.
Or use us as like a forecast as to what they should now start be like following. You know what I'm
Look at
saying?
hip hop.
Look at hip hop.
Hip hop is huge overseas. London, it's huge.
Hip hop
France
is
huge.
worldwide.
Yes.
And it's like literally
Reggaeton,
a way of
that's
being.
all like a hip hop. That's Spanish
And a
rap.
person,
Yeah.
Spanish
exactly.
rap now.
Exactly. And if a
And that's
person
all.
was like, who's a hip hop artist now in London, they're one breakthrough, like Skepta or something like that, would love to have a breakout here. And would love to have something here.
Come on. And look at when they get features on tracks like Drake tracks, like that's huge.
But you know how huge Skepta is in London? Like he's ginormous. He's the Drake of London. So in our minds, we don't even like when they come here or he's on a Drake track, you know, there was a lot of people who were like, oh, I'll just edit him out and I like the track just Drake by itself. We don't really put the not respect, but like take time to enjoy it.
I actually really like his verse personally.
I enjoy, like, there's London rappers that I've loved for years since I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
You know,
it sounds a little more aggressive, but it's dope.
Yeah, and I don't see us sometimes open to accepting a lot of people from other countries unless you provide us with a hit, unless you provide us with something that is major that's gonna stick around. Like Luis Fonsi, he blew up because of stuff.
Well, didn't we get a girl from London? What was her name? MIA.
Well, yeah, but I don't think, what's that other girl with the toothbrush song?
Toothbrush?
Yeah, it was like something, toothbrush. It was really catchy. She's a good rapper too.
It was a little bit of a hit.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a hit, for sure.
So we're going to talk about Travis Scott not pulling out?
I don't know if it's true.
You think it's still one of those, because she just posted a picture of like showing her stomach earlier.
But it could have been an old picture. Hello, we all, remember we had this conversation, we save old pictures for later? For more likes in this world?
Right.
It could be old. I don't know if she really truly is pregnant. It's all, they're confirmed per se that
How long has she been dealing with Travis Scott?
I wouldn't say more than less than 6 months. 6 months or less, maybe?
Really?
I don't know. I don't know how to call it. I don't know.
Damn. To be honest. And she's already pregnant?
Hasn't been long.
It hasn't been long at all. And how long was she with Tyga? Like 7 years?
Was like 17.
No, since she was 14. Let's be fucking real here. That nigga been smashing. That shit didn't happen when it was legal.
So do you think that she didn't get pregnant with him because he didn't want to? Or because, and she wanted,
It could be that she was in a relationship and she was on birth control. And then the mistake that a lot of girls make, that they're not on birth control no more because I'm not with my man.
Yeah, but she can afford a plan B. So, come on.
Yeah. It's not about affording. Maybe she fucked up.
No, there's no fuck up. There's an abortion if she wants. These are the Kardashians. They're evil. Come on. Everything is calculated with them. There's no mistakes with them. So that nut that's in there, and if she's really pregnant, it's on purpose for whatever reason, and I want to know why.
I think the only calculation that happened in this is the announcement comes in the same time that the special is airing. I think that's the only calculation.
Oh, right. For controversy.
Yeah, I think the announcement of it, like how it got sent out or how it got mentioned or whatever, because there's no actual news release. There was nothing like the mom didn't say it. This is all from a friend who's saying this. So I think that being, that's the setup. Her being pregnant, I didn't think that's... Say that again?
But she posted a picture at the zoo with her homegirl showing her stomach.
Can I see that? Do you have a picture of that?
Yeah, I have it. I'm going to show you.
And it's got her what, she's pregnant, like with a bump?
No,
she's
you
not.
can't see anything.
So I think that's her way of kind of saying, like, I'm not pregnant.
I think I see her still as a young girl. I forget that she's 20. She just turned 20 or 19 or whatever. But I think I still see her as a child because, and even there's an episode where Scott even says it to her. He goes, "You're 17, but you look 25. You need to slow down." And, I think that's all her pace of growing fast. And that's probably something that she's okay with. And she's probably happy with it.
I think that little girl just went through way too much shit too early in her life, in my opinion. Regardless, at the end of the day, she was still a very young girl.
Yeah.
Her life is warped and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Because there's no way that she has a real perception of reality. There's no way. Like, there's no way this girl's normal. This is like Michael Jackson right now that we're watching.
Yeah.
With a bunch of cameras.
I think her growing really, really fast. Like I said, like Scott told her, "You're 17, you look 25. Slow the hell down." She's just continuing that pace of growing faster than what her age is instead of just embracing your
But
age.
I mean, I grew up fast though, and do you think that maybe that's just what it is? She's a young lady. She's got a multi-million-dollar company. She's
She
running
does.
a brand.
She's doing fantastic
So
in that
that
end.
has to be applauded, and that's a very adult-like and very mature of this young girl.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That men aren't even doing. I applaud her for as a young executive what she's doing.
Shout out to her mom as well.
Shout out, I think that lady is.
That woman is a mastermind. Let's give it credit where credit is due. She is managing money
And
machines of money. This woman is managing.
She's literally dumping out golden eggs.
Yes, for
She's
real.
The goose that laid
Like
the golden eggs.
the best thing that woman did was have multiple pregnancies, because she created such excellence so many times.
Little executives.
Yes.
They're all mini empires.
And all their kids are set for life.
Yes.
But the maturity level that this young girl has, Kendall, Kim, let's start with Kim and what Kim.
Yeah, Kim is
I
very
don't
business
think-
oriented.
Kim is very smart. I mean, I think I don't really look at her image too much or whatever. I guess whatever the media says, I really kind of don't pay too much attention to it. I just kind of really look at the empire this young lady has built.
Right.
Regardless of the rumors or whatever drama may surround them, I just see the product, the brand, and how huge it's grown from this nothing. From nothing.
Guys, and it's
From a
been
sex
10
tape.
years. The 10-year episode was actually tonight on Sunday. So, yeah, it's been 10 years. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I've been
they've
watching all 10.
Me too. I'm a fan. Let's not front. I'm a fan. So it's like they even have they created this glammed up female. They created the butt craze. They created the fake bodies. They created a lot of this shit that a lot of girls are doing
Shout
now.
out to J-Lo for really having created the book craze.
Right, you're right. But like these girls were being glorified for fixing their bodies right before our eyes. Like we were seeing from season to season these girls transforming.
Remember when they used to hide it?
Yeah.
I think Kim was she the first person to openly admit that and
No.
be so cool? No?
No, she's.
Pam Anderson, you mean?
I think as the seasons, like it took Kim a couple seasons to be like, you see her actually getting the body sculpting around her waist and stuff, and like getting sculpted a little bit between her ass, like on her ass and things like that, like getting sculpted, because that's different than actual surgery, right? Pamela Anderson was the first person to probably be like, yes, I got a breast, what you call implants.
No, but
and things like that.
Courtney admitted she had breast implants very early as well.
Yeah, well, breast
Like, she
implants
admitted that she had
a
breast
couple years
implants.
ago was a normal situation, right? That's
Yeah,
normal.
it is a
Fine.
normal
So,
situation.
so if Pamela Anderson was the one that introduced it, do you think Kim Kardashian made it mainstream?
I think so.
Yep.
I think so. Because at the end of the day, I cannot deny or confirm what Kim has or has not done. But the point is, it's obvious that she's done things. You see what I'm saying? It's obvious. So it's like, and she's made it acceptable. You know what I mean? She has. And like, she made it acceptable for girls to now be obsessed with makeup. Like, let's be serious. Like, everyone wasn't into makeup to this level until these girls started being in everyone's face 24/7 with makeup on.
Yes. Until they walked the street everywhere they went with makeup on, contoured to the T.
Right, because they were filmed 24/7, so girls thought, oh, that's how these girls look all the time. So now girls are always glammed up, wearing man makeup. You
And
see
now
what I'm
they're
saying? So
wearing
it's like-
less makeup. And now Kim wears less makeup than she used to.
Yes. Yes. And it's kind of, and then the shift is we all wear lighter. No one's wearing shadows no more. No more heavy eyeliner. Like,
Yeah.
don't act like you're not doing it too. Like, I hate when people act like, of course you're doing it too.
Yeah.
And like a lot of it has to do with these girls.
It's the trend.
For
They
real.
set a trend.
So they're shifting the culture.
They do shift the culture.
Wow.
They
They
do.
set trends. They set
do.
trends.
They set trends.
And
Yeah,
I think
They are trendsetters.
they're trendsetters. It's that, like, shifting the culture is
Yes.
one thing.
shout
I
out
think
shout out to what they're doing.
Real shit.
That's amazing to have that sort of power over the people, regardless of what they say that she doesn't. What does she do?
No, she does
But-
a lot.
I think
Whatever it
shifting
is,
the
you know,
culture
like-
is one thing, because that's something that's, so they shifted the culture in the way that they live life, right? And the way that they can put themselves out there, the way they expose themselves. But what I think is that they also are, on a constant basis, are trendsetters every season, every whatever, when it comes around. Like, they literally, something new turnover. But for our culture, for the long run, they had a huge impact on us. and they have a huge impact on us. And in 10, 15 years from now, them little North, because she's gorgeous and she has a hell of a personality,
She's gorgeous.
she's going to be out here doing the same to our children in a couple years.
Yeah, right. She is going to be the kid that all the kids follow.
Yeah.
She is, because right now they're going to start creating that image. Just like Blue Ivy's going to be the kid that all the kids follow.
Yes.
Just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are going to be like the new Hollywood elite. And let's see which one of them comes out fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because one of them always comes out fucked up. You know what I mean?
That's true.
There's always like some controversial teenager doing some dumb shit.
They have way too much money, too young,
Yeah.
fast cars, just too much freedom.
Right.
I mean, what? Dr. Dre's son died at 18.
Yeah.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
What was that, a heroin overdose?
I can't remember, but I know he passed.
It was an overdose.
Wow, that's very tragic.
And he wasn't in the public eye like these kids are.
No. But, again, being, I think, the son of somebody famous, or, a daughter of somebody famous, has its, maybe they're not around, who knows what depression they dealt with, and they were probably just getting a check every month.
Right. And there's definitely a downside for having such a busy parent, because you do miss out a lot on like just moments for your child to be weak. You feel what I'm saying? Like sometimes when you're always away, like your kid is always going to be the best version of themselves when they're with you. But if you're there all the time, you get to see their flaws too. So sometimes that's why it's not good to be so busy. You know what I mean? You have to try to make a little time to like be regular with the kids too. Just an observation. But for sure, regardless, we have to make sure to follow Mr. Africa Geo and tell us a little bit about what your movement's about. Tell us a little bit about the whole label, about the sound, the name, everything, please.
Well, the label is Heartbreakers Music. You can go to heartbreakersmusic.com. You can go to YouTube. You can watch the video, Mask Off Latino Remix. That's a video that just got wrapped up in August. We just did our first show on Friday. We have a lot of artists. We have a group, we have a trio, we have English trap and Spanish trap.
Okay.
With Spanish trap, we also have, urban music, reggaeton, dancehall. So we cover those lanes too, which we have a ton of reggaeton too. We have a ton of dancehall. But we really do push the trap, more street-oriented music. But also it being in Spanish, we do have the songs for the ladies, which is overall who we want to satisfy as far as the music that we're making.
Okay, so they want to satisfy the ladies. Then thank you, and Messy Mondays loves anything that has to do with satisfying the ladies. So we want to say thank you very much for that, and we want to make sure. How do we tell people to follow you on IG? Because our platform on IG is definitely where we want to keep hitting them, because that's where you get all the information, and we're gonna make sure to tag you guys. So tell us a little bit about your IG and how they can follow and what the name is.
Well, you can follow us at Heartbreakers Music, IG and Heartbreakers Music. You can follow me, Africa Geo. Follow Bad Boy Virus. Follow. Let me give it to you guys here. Follow Africa George. Follow.
Now, is it like Heartbreakers Music, just like that, like the way it's spelled?
Yes,
like that? Okay.
Just how it sounds. Heartbreakers Music.
Okay.
On IG. Follow me, Africa George. Also follow at Bad Boy Virus. Bad Boy VIRUX. Follow him. He's our flagship artist. We've got music coming out soon again. We've got other songs coming out with other artists. So we're trying to basically make the music from the culture from Miami, but also doing it with artists that are locally from Miami, that even if they're not necessarily doing Spanish music, we want to feature with it, just again to represent Miami.
So this is a home-based type of movement. We get it. Okay, that's what's up. So for those of you who are listening from Miami, make sure to support Home Team, because at the end of the day, your city has to love you before the rest of the world loves you. So make sure to show love to the people where you live at. Now, with that being said, Marley, make sure to let them know, how do they communicate with us? How do they submit them stories? How do they keep us informed?
So submit your stories to Our Gmail account, that's messymondayspod@gmail.com. Follow us on Messy Mondays Podcast on Instagram, as well as Messy Mondays Pod on Twitter. I'll be on Twitter probably throughout this week. Any new breaking stories, any shows. I was on there with Insecure. A lot of you were following me back and laughing together. I'm trying to find a show that I can interact with people on also that's really popping out there now that Insecure is over, unfortunately. So again, Twitter, Messy Mondays Pod. Our Gmail account, Messy Mondays Podcast @gmail. Send your stories, people. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. We got you. Geo did it. You can do it. Just come on.
Right. And it was live. And it's worse when it's live, ladies and gentlemen. You guys can just write it. We're still going to keep your secret a secret. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do here.
Exactly.
At the Messy Mondays podcast. And it's your girl, Show Me. Remember to follow me at showme_ENT. We're definitely going to keep hitting you with the best way. We're always going to deliver on a weekly basis. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for being a guest, Gio. It was amazing. We love it when people come through. We love it when you guys show love.
Guys, thank you for the invite. We really appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you for being honest. It's just like sitting in the living room talking to us. That's all that matters because it's all comfortable and we're in a comfortable space. And with that being said, you never know what's going to happen on the next episode of Messy Monday. So make sure to stay tuned and listen. It's your girl, Show Me, and your girl, Marty Mar. Messy Mondays.
Messy Mondays, Messy Mondays. Messy Mondays, Messy Mondays. Messy Mondays, Messy Mondays. Messy Mondays, Messy Mondays.